So is money still a massive motivation when it comes to making videos? There must come a point where, obviously, having been around the block for a long time now, particularly you, Ali, with being an influencer or a YouTuber or a streamer, as you're now called. I mean, is there kind of point where you kind of like money isn't really the incentive anymore, or is it more about like experiences and just like your future? I mean, for a lot of people, obviously, it is a massive factor. Like the professionals, like with the Fortnite World Cup recently, some Boogo won what, $3.5 million?
$3 million, yeah.
I mean, that's insane money. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're fortunate, because when I started, there was no money. So it's never been the motivation, money. I literally did it as like a passion project. And then a little bit of money started coming in. And then it all really took off when I signed my first contract to earn a little bit of money through YouTube. So I've been in a very fortunate position where I've never had to think, what is my next paycheck? Because when I was getting a lot of money, even when I started off when I was like 17, 18, I was in a position where I was living in my parents' bedroom. So like I didn't need to worry about paying.
You were living in your parents' bedroom?
A bedroom in my parents' house.
Sound.
Let's just make sure.
It's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. You're all in the same room.
We're all in the same. They don't leave the bed. So I was fortunate enough where I wasn't having to worry about money. And then since we've been together and you've been doing it, like we don't have to worry about money as such. It's not necessarily motivation. I think the thing that is fortunate is that if a deal comes in and it's for a decent amount of money, we don't have to think, oh, maybe we should do this because of the money. We think, do we want to do this and is it the right thing for us? And saying no is often a really good thing. Like you don't have to say it just because it's given to you. So, but then it also offers lots of good opportunities as well. But at this point, no, the money isn't the motivator, but we do realize that there is a limited lifespan to what we're doing. But then in contrast, you mentioned all of these young players, they need to be earning this prize pool money. They need to be, building up a brand quickly and well, because who knows how long they're going to be relevant for. I bet you a lot of people that all the kids are talking about now because they're amazing at Fortnite, you will not talk about them in 24 months' time, in 2 years' time, because they've just not adapted to the next game. They've burnt themselves out, and you've got to look at the longevity of it all.
Yeah, and just on the money thing, my route to YouTube is very different to Ali's. It's not something that I started trying out in my teens. It's something that I came to much later. Like I was in my mid-20s when I started my channel. And money was a big motivator for me because I was doing the YouTube on the side of working at Xbox, and I'd worked in the gaming industry for a while. I'd worked at several different agencies. I'd been like headhunted into Xbox. And I was on my job was really good. I enjoyed my job. I was on a good salary. So to leave it all to do YouTube was obviously a big risk.
Yeah.
And I was doing the YouTube stuff at the side, and it kind of felt like jumping over in your mid-20s. It was, I don't know, it kind of felt like, it's, your time's passed, like you're a little bit older for it now, you're in a sensible job, like you've got a good position, just kind of stick at this.
Yeah.
So for me, I was very much watching the YouTube money, and when it got to the point where, they were kind of balancing out as about equal, that was when it came to the point where, like, if you're going to give this a go, give it a go. And I was lucky that my boss, Graham, who you know well, was very, he was like really good in that he encouraged me.
He's a lovely guy, isn't he?
He's such a nice guy. And like he actually helped us get together because when I first started talking about you, he was just, I thought Ali had paid him. Like, because Graham was like, he is the nicest guy I've ever met.
No money exchange hands. This is Graham Boyd that works at Xbox, by the way.
Yeah.
Really nice
I thought
guy.
he was like slipping you money under the table. Like, no, you were slipping him money.
He was slipping Ali money to talk to you. So, that is really strange
we talk
situation.
and he's like, oh, really funny. Graham's just said you look dishy today. And I'm like,
yeah, he did.
He's got my check today.
He's like, oh yeah, he's dishy as Ali.
He's dishy.
Yeah.
Class. Love that.
But he's always been I interviewed him as my dissertation in uni, and then he was the one that ended up bringing me into my first agency job when I moved in London, and like ended up working with Xbox for me. Like, he's literally helped my career path so much. He has a wedding invite, don't you worry. And it was him that said, just give it a go. If it all fails, you've got a great CV, so just try it.
Yeah.
And I did, and I'm glad I did, because the freedom we have in our lives is one of the big, like YouTube's a lot of work, but it also is the freedom to travel, the fact that we get to see each other all day and have pets that have someone at the house with them all day, and it's just the kind of lifestyle we wanted. So I'm really glad I did it.
It's such a good position that you guys have got together as well, because obviously travel, as you mentioned, and you work together so regularly as well, which makes a massive difference. You know, obviously I think I'm the other side of like you, Claire, so like with regards to YouTube, because I kind of completely missed that boat of jumping onto like a channel and kind of committing, because you've got to commit so much time. Well, you know, as you said, like you get to a certain age, you can't live at home in your mum's bedroom with them anymore. You got to you've got to, like, you know, you've got to, start kind of providing a life and stuff, and that's why I did like hosting and things. But I think I think with the YouTube side of things as well, you're right. There comes a point where you do think, have I gone over the hill? Is it too late to start? But there are some people who are still managing to kind of turn it on really late, and still, kind of, I know, like, mentioned like Ninja and stuff, like Courage, for instance, who was a caster, who was like, you know what, I'm chucking it all in. Yeah. I'm going to go full on into Twitch streamer. Yeah. And now he's soaring as well. Yeah,
his growth's crazy, and there isn't a time limit or an age limit on this kind of thing. And Claire was super conscious that she was mid-20s, and like compared to most content creators who the majority of ages is probably teenagers to like very early 20s. But if you're good on camera and you're making good content, it doesn't matter how old you are. So there's not a limit. And yeah, anyone can blow up at any time. It's definitely more saturated. It's definitely harder. But if you do blow up, you're going to blow up quicker than ever, because all the people are there, if that makes sense. They're there ready to jump on the next thing. Mm-hmm. So there's positives and negatives, and but the thing is, doesn't matter how old you are, you can start and you can blow up.
Yeah. You just got to be relatable.
Yeah. Well, when you first started making videos as well, Claire, was there a lot? Were you kind of always reading comments? Like, were you kind of very aware of people were saying about you and the stuff you're making as well?
I was like, I've always been super aware of it. So from the beginning, I've looked at comments. My Sim series is still very much kind of molded by the comments that I get on YouTube and what people want to see and interesting storylines. I still very much take it from that. The one thing I've learned to do over time is filter out the negativity comments, because at the beginning they're not there. Like, people, and honestly, I have a very supportive audience, but your face is online, your life to some degree is online, and you're going to get some negativity. And there was definitely a stage, you kind of start off and it's all like sunshine and roses. And then there's a little bit in the middle where you start to get negativity, but mentally you've never had to deal with that before. And then as you kind of grow and mature and like learn to deal with it, you kind of go back to sunshine and roses again. Yeah. But yeah, like that's something that I think people now realize that YouTubers or anyone who has their face online has to learn to deal with it. I mean, footballers get social media training now on how to deal with like the negativity that comes online. Yeah. And yeah, it's just definitely. I've completely lost the trail of where the question was.
No.
But yeah, that is
you're right. I mean, the trolling aspect is, it must be hard to get. I mean, you're right. Every 100 positive comments is always the negative one. Yeah, that kind of sticks out, and you kind of go, "Oh God, what's happened there?"
Why, and that one feels so loud compared to the others. But you've got to listen to the majority of your audience, and I'm really lucky in that my community is like so nice and so amazing, and I think part of it is just because they're great people, but also I think if you put out kind of a very positive, happy, just generally warm, welcoming kind of atmosphere out onto your channel, then that is what you kind of reap what you sow. Yeah. So I think, I'm lucky that I've got a real nice community, and I definitely still listen to them and all their comments.